Hi, everyone, and welcome to the final day of Launchable Web3 Startups. My name is Mike Fridgen. I'm the Managing Director of Madrona Venture Labs. We created this event to build a strong community of Web3 founders and help them advance their ideas and companies. And really, today's event is a big part of that, meeting with our investor network and really building early relationships that can lead to partnerships over time. Over the next 90 minutes, you'll hear 18 founding teams give 5-minute pitches each, and then a panel of judges will select the winning company who will receive $100,000 in funding. So we're psyched and can't wait to get started on this. In terms of give the investors on this call some context on who we have here, we have really had an overwhelming response in terms of people who signed up to participate. We initially imagined around a 10-team cohort, but we ended up with 18 teams, and we had hundreds of applicants come through and selected under 40% of who came through. So we had just around 90 people participate in the event. It was a global event. We have people from Sydney and Seoul and Bogota, Berlin, New York, Seattle, many other cities. So that made it really interesting as well, where we really indexed on quality of the founding team and ideas. So people came together all over the world. And this was really too the initial thinking of why we put the event on in the first place, was because we really found that an incredible talent, ambitious young talent, were being drawn to this Web3 category. So we saw it as a real opportunity to help those ideas and founders build momentum. So another thing, just to give you some context too, we had 30 speakers, mentors, and judges participate in this, an incredible week of speakers throughout. We'll have those videos that we'll be publishing, so you can get access to those and take a look if you missed any of our incredible speakers. Philip Rosedale, Ed Fries, Spencer Raskoff, Julie Larson Green, just an incredible group of people that participated in the event. All right, to move to judges. So we've got 3 judges that are going to be evaluating the pitches today. All have context and experience in the Web3 category. Soma, who's a managing director at Madrona, has been involved with Web3 investments here at Madrona. Ari, who's an investor at Yellow Umbrella and leads the Cascade Blockchain Council, which is a group of over 1,000 people, has been early and very engaged in the category for years. And Sadie, who's the co-founder of Makara, company that recently sold to Betterment, and as the CEO of Strix Leviathan, a crypto hedge fund. So we're thrilled about the judges that we have participating. We think they can provide the right lens on these opportunities and select a great winner. I'm going to hand it over to Elizabeth on the criteria for the judges.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mike. And thank you everyone for joining us today. We are so excited to have you here. So the startups will be evaluated on the following criteria. First, is the problem worth solving? Is it important to solve and urgent? The value proposition, what do customers see value in this solution? And then solution in tech. Is the technology solution, prototype, some actually in a wireframe? Because again, some of these are just very early ideas. Is that compelling? Is there a viable business model? And then of course the team. We want to make sure that this team has the expertise needed to bring the startup to market and to grow. The judges also will have, other factors that they're looking for to see if the startup is compelling. So based on all of that, we will be able to select that winning team today. So we wish all of our startups great luck, and we know that they're going to excel, and we're excited to now start our pitches. So we will be going in alphabetical order. And each team, as Mike said earlier, will have 5 minutes to tell us their story. And so I will actually make sure that we don't go over that 5 minutes. So if a startup does, unfortunately, we'll have to actually cut you off and move on to the next team. I hate doing that, so please don't make me do that. But again, just for fairness, everyone will have 5 minutes. And our first company up will be Archie. So Archie, we'll stop sharing our screen. So start sharing your screen. And you're up. Thank you.
Hi all, I'm Laura from Archie. I hope you guys can see my screen. I want to get started with a quote from a user that we interviewed named Blandon, who talks about his crypto investments. I'll push my body to work 30 years in this dirt, but these investments are so my kids don't have to work like I do. I've taken out loans to invest because I believe wholeheartedly in what I've researched. I've taken every extra $50 that I could use to do something for myself and plugged it into crypto. I can live with that, but if I didn't take a chance and I missed changing my kids' lives, that's the pill I can't swallow. From this quote, it's clear that for many, crypto is the path to a better future and to generational wealth. But it's also clear that investing in this future involves making hard trade-offs today. Landon is not the only little guy out there who believes that crypto can deliver a better future. A disproportionate number of the 41 million Americans who invest in crypto are youth, people of color, the rural poor, LGBTQ folks, people who feel excluded by traditional finance and are looking for alternatives. But for many of these little guys, investing in that better future means that hard trade-off today. 61% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, leaving nothing left over to invest. And of those that do invest in crypto, 37% would rather skip a bill or an important payment than sell their crypto, putting themselves at risk. Of course, credit can and does solve this hard trade-off problem with a large percentage of crypto holders borrowing to finance their investments. But many who invest or want to invest in crypto just don't have access to credit. For example, more than half of Coinbase users have FICO scores that are considered just poor to fair. And this is because traditional credit scores are broken. There are 126 million Americans who have poor or no credit. And this is not because almost half the adult population are bad credit prospects, but because traditional credit scores do not work for the way that most people live today. They don't take into account common payments like utilities or rent or owning a used car. And they definitely don't take your crypto holdings into account. There has to be a better way. And that's where Archie comes in. We're building the Archie score, a reputation and credit score that's designed for how people live today, bridging crypto and the real world to provide a high-res picture of a user's creditworthiness and trustworthiness. This unlocks new financial opportunities for millions of underserved people in America and billions of people around the world, serving as a pick or shovel for other Web3 companies who can use these credentials to innovate in the consumer financial services space. But our first step is the Archie card. The Archie card is a credit card that lets you collateralize crypto, spend fiat, and earn crypto rewards. We'll initially be direct to consumer, but our ultimate go-to-market is B2B2C to meet users where they custody their crypto. We're starting with the Archie card because it solves the hard trade-off that the little guys have today, while allowing us to access the data about their on-chain and real-world assets and transactions, as well as repayment history that we'll need to build out the Archie score. So how does it work? It's easiest if I just show you. So users will sign up for Archie service, go through KYC, set up security measures, and verify their emails. They'll then collateralize their crypto funds by sending it to a smart contract. We'll fund a fiat line of credit and issue a virtual card, allowing users to spend and to earn crypto rewards. And they'll be able to monitor their collateral and spending and make monthly payments just like any card. One key thing to call out here is that we're generating revenue at every stage. We'll earn DeFi yield from the collateralized funds, interchange every time the users spend, and of course, interest if they choose to carry a balance. To introduce ourselves, we're a team that bridges the crypto and traditional finance world. My co-founder, Paul, brings years of crypto expertise to the table, and I have a background in compliance and risk management in traditional finance. We met at a self-sovereign identity company called Global ID, where we led the launch of a crypto rewards MasterCard debit card, building a waitlist of around 42,000 users in 2 days with no marketing spend. To date, the program has issued around 8,000 cards to users who have spent almost $17 million since launch. Our initial TAM is around 38 million users, starting with an early adopter persona to seed our community before expanding to folks with thin or no credit, and then the early majority segment that we're targeting with our ultimate enterprise go-to-market strategy. With our product roadmap, we're taking a crawl, walk, run approach with a small alpha scheduled for the third quarter and a beta in the fourth ahead of formal launch in 2023. In terms of where we are, we've raised a $900,000 pre-seed, and we're looking to raise additional funds to reach our target of 1.5 million through a safe with a token allocation, as well as to connect with technical engineers, data scientists, and other folks who can help us reinvent credit for a new world. Thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Laura. We really appreciate it. Next up, we have Barter.
All right, could we pin Kate Visser? She's the one presenting, I'm the one talking, please. Hey guys, I'm Ryan, the CEO of Barter, the new crypto trading app where you can buy and sell goods and services, send money, and level up as you use the app with our fun, gamified features. Barter is the app that gives crypto real-world use for everyday people and is easy and fun to use. So we have an incredible management team, including myself, the CEO. I'm a UW grad with 4 years experience as an accountant and in corporate management as a CFO and controller. Ray Vera is our CTO and lead dev. He's a 9-year industry veteran and full stack dev, including crypto and blockchain engineering. And Kate Visser, our CMO, who's a business coach and business owner specializing in brand, marketing, and sales strategy. So let's face it, crypto is incredibly hard to use and understand for your average consumer, yet it's the future of currency. But you shouldn't have to be a tech genius just to use it. Now, the general public sees the news and the excitement. They're curious about crypto and afraid of missing out, but they're not able to benefit from or even use it. So that's where barter comes in. We enable everyday people to have all the benefits of using crypto in an easy, fun, and engaging way. Sell your old couch, become that freelancer you've dreamed of, and pay your friend back for coffee, all inside the barter app and all using crypto. Connect with friends, boost your social rank, earn rewards and collectibles, customize barter with skins and avatars, and even get barter tokens just for using the app. Now, apps like Coinbase and Robinhood are how regular people try to use crypto, which isn't always intuitive. So most people don't even bother because it's hard and there's no real world value. Barter, however, is much easier to use, actually rewards you for trading, and it gamifies trading. So here are some of the ways the barter app works. Barter is built around the peer-to-peer community of people trading in the marketplace and sending peer-to-peer payments. But crypto will need to be more than just peer-to-peer. We're going to want to spend our barter tokens outside the app with businesses. That's why we created the barter checkout button that businesses can use to accept crypto payments. There's no transaction fees to accept crypto payments, so we have an edge over the industry standard 2.9% fees that other payment platforms charge, helping with market penetration outside the peer-to-peer community. Now, the tech that powers barter is really cool too. While barter is powered by crypto, it's not actually blockchain. We're using a newer data model for our crypto called a DAG, which allows transactions on the network to be verified in parallel rather than sequentially like a blockchain. The DAG is open source and it's called the IOTA protocol. This means the more people use barter, the faster the barter network gets. So in the screenshot, you can see that we actually got the token network live with real barter tokens, which are more scalable, and the barter nodes can actually be low power ARM devices like smartphones. This makes our DAG crypto more decentralized than blockchain crypto. Now that the network is stable, we're building a bare bones barter app to finish our proof of concept. So that brings us to marketing. Our initial target market is 18 million people, including millennials and Gen Z, then expanding to connect with the everyday consumer. We project 1 to 2.5 million users in the first year, which are real users, not just traders using our crypto to make money. Our competitors include OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and Venmo. We combine all these services into a single, easy to use and fun trading app where our competitors can't. Our network's more scalable because of the DAG. You don't need a ton of apps anymore to trade, and then we gamify that trading. Competitors will have difficulty competing because integrating crypto disrupts their traditional business models. It's too risky if you didn't start from the ground up. Now, barter's free to use, free to post, and even free to send money, but our revenue model includes monthly subscriptions, one-off power-ups for your posts, a fiat conversion fee, NFT cosmetic microtransactions, and API licensing. We project gross sales revenue to be between 10 to 125 million in the first year, and the 100K in pre-seed funding will be spent on development and marketing with a time to market of 1 year before the app's ready. Our traction includes a stable crypto network using tech that's newer and better than blockchain. We're midway through our proof of concept and currently building the barter app. We started a podcast to connect with regular people, and we'll partner with i3 Verticals to onboard users by connecting our crypto to fiat currencies so people can easily start trading inside the app. No outside exchange required. So we're currently bootstrapping right now, but if we win the pre-seed funding, we'll use that to finish developing the barter app. However, we'd also like to counter-ask MVL for 1.5 million, which would allow us to go full-time, speed up the public release and marketing, and make sure we're legally compliant for launch. We also ask for introductions to mentors who are passionate about revolutionizing our economy using crypto. Thank you so much for the opportunity. My contact info is down here if you'd like to reach out directly. Thanks.
Amazing job, Ryan. Thank you so much. So I'll have you stop sharing your screen. Thank you. And next up is that we have Curry.
Hi, can you see my screen?
Not yet, but I can see your background. Love that you're in Seattle with us.
All right, how about now?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Michael with Curie, and we're building the metaverse of things. Curie brings tangibility to Web3 at scale, enabling consumers to see, wear, and bring the things they own across different worlds and styles in the metaverse. Video games and the metaverse are the new mall. Malls and showrooms get 10 times the amount of sales as a website. But today, with many stuck at home, if brands want to be seen, experienced, and double their sales, they'll be on TikTok, Zoom, and Roblox. Imagine a world without the things you've come to love and enjoy in the real world. For the metaverse, the #1 problem users complain about when expressing themselves is selection. The metaverse represents a big reset button for brands. 2D to 3D is an absolute requirement to supply the metaverse at scale, with photos being the #1 source to see products online. There are 500 million products represented as photo galleries, but to be ready for the metaverse, they need to be 3D. And there's no army on the planet to render them all manually. With Curie, we make it to where the only ticket needed to get onto the metaverse is a photo. Our team has a long history of firsts. Our team helped build the first version of Disney.com and the first sneaker reservation app for Adidas and Foot Locker. We also previously founded GameCell, the first no-code game creator for iOS, Android, and HTML5, which we grew to over 3 million brands and creators, reaching over 100 million players per month, which is the reach of a Zynga with only 2% of their staff. We were the first seed investment from Disney, and we were also backed by Tim Draper, who was one of the first Bitcoin investors. 3D is hard. For example, we spoke to Walmart's supplier for CG, which typically does movies and games, and they were charging them 20 grand. It took over 2 months just to produce one piece of furniture. For Walmart's 80 million products, it would take nearly 2,000 years to pay back that manual effort. Curie turns photos to 3D faster and cheaper with machine learning and monetize websites and apps using a plug-and-play API that consumers can use to view those products in 3D. The way it works is that we index photos across the web using computer vision to generate the mesh, and in an automated way, texture and optimize the assets for the use in real-time 3D, such as for AR, NFTs, and metaverse apps. Our assets are displayed with a millimeter accuracy and are designed to load within seconds. Curie is an API revenue model. So when consumers view products in 3D, the website or app pays us. It's the same usage-based model that powers 80% of the web. Curie has signed customers and POCs in play worth $1 million in revenue per month. Curie is currently digitizing 25,000 shoes for StockX, the largest reseller for collectible sneakers, which gets about 100 million views per month. Our go-to-market is to start with brands. Today, we help brands increase sales with Web2 today and get them ready for Web3 and the metaverse tomorrow. Our beachhead are collectibles and card goods, which are too heavy or too rare to do try before you buy, which is an addressable market of 2 billion. We see this growing to a magnitude of 10 as we grow to all products, and 100 when you consider the traffic from metaverse apps such as TikTok and Fortnite. We differentiate over manual processes, which require large upfront costs. Because we generate assets, we pre-generate assets, we can be more flexible about our pricing. And unlike volumetric photogrammetry, which requires you to ship millions of products to a centralized location, we produce 3D faster because we're compatible with the 500 million product photo galleries that are already on the web. Our end game is to be a metaverse of things and become the dominant way to experience products over physical showrooms and photo galleries. Showrooms take an hour of your day, and you can't tell how big things are from a photo. Our focus for the year is to be the default option for 3D, the way that Stripe is the default option for transaction. We're also looking to make the metaverse interoperable. For example, when you buy something from Amazon, it's useful because you can wear it. But for Web3 asset, it can't render itself across multiple engines alone. And so Curie is there to overcome that technical overhead. We have a 500K round open, and we're using that to increase our sales team and an engineering team for integrations and interoperability. And that's Curie. We're the answer to where the things in the holodeck come from. Thank you for your time.
That was so good. Thank you so much, Michael. Okay, and next up, we have DCME.
Thank you.
Perfect,
Hello,
we can
everyone.
see your slides.
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm good to go. My name is Omar Gutierrez, and I would like to talk to you today about decentralized continuing medical education. It is an idea stage company that we decided to build as part of this process with Madrona to identify how to make this a stress-free process for anyone who seeks medical credentialing. So for example, this is what I do on a daily basis. I provide life-saving treatment to all my patients using CPR. But if I don't have my ACLS certification training card on me, or it's not on file, I legally can't do my job without facing legal liability. And that's just one of many other accrediting that you need. For example, any doctor on average will have dozens of different certifications that they need to be able to provide care. And I included this on the right because that's how overwhelming it is for us too. There are many other options for continuing medical education that we have to keep track of, and they're everywhere. This is how I feel on a daily basis. Keeping track of all these documents in paper or even in digital formats on Google Drive or in my email, they really get overwhelming and they keep us from being able to provide the care that we desperately want to. Our solution to being able to tackle this problem is to find a place where this can be all aggregated in a centralized location on something that cannot be tampered with. And it also can be accessed by anybody, and especially the licensing organizations or hospitals who on a daily basis ask us for this information. And also auditing that happens as part of our licensing every 2 to 3 years. This is kind of a module of how we envision that this could work. And this is built on the blockchain and hosts the passport, what we called it, all our, I guess, non-sensitive information, as well as continuing medical education credits that anybody can access as long as they have, our information. And they don't have to depend on me to be able to find it, in my Google Drive or anywhere else. So it makes the process for us to be able to get training and not have to worry about the documentation and where we're going to store it later. So our team, is heavily focused on the healthcare space. And I think this is what positions us very appropriately to be able to tackle this problem. I provide that medical expertise. Rahul, who I had the pleasure of getting to know over this week, provides a ton of healthcare tech experience and engineering in this space, particularly as he has already kind of done a little bit on the back end. Greg has been instrumental in giving his marketing insights, and Katya, unique product design that really helped us kind of envision what this would look like. Ricardo is the backbone of our development, and so we have everything that we need to move forward. This place is not crowded at all. It's really just old players who are functioning on what I just described, paper or digital documentation that's hosted in various platforms that isn't working. And then the last two performers right now are focused on private blockchain and focus on that information space. So at the moment, there really isn't anyone who's doing this kind of public access to very basic information that would make our lives a little bit easier. So the market is, I think, significant just in the ACLS space. Individuals like me, there's about 6.9 million of doctors, nurses, pharmacists who annually seek accreditation from ACLS. And a small portion of that would more than justify at least the cost that it takes to run this kind of business. We would be basing it off primarily on a small percentage charge per transaction, and ideally a revenue sharing agreement with these big content, medical content distributors. Our go-to-market strategy is utilizing the connections that we already have. I have deep connections with the American Heart Association, who sets the guidelines for ACLS, and is including my medical school and as well our other connections with medical schools who kind of set the standard in this space. Ideally, we would want to also partner up with tech companies that are already offering solutions to increasing medical education and allowing them to allowing our users to practice their training mastery as part of that process. I could use your help so that we can really make an impact in this space, so that we can have a proof of concept if we have an angel investor, and obviously advisors who can help us navigate this difficult space. Thank you.
Great job, Omar. Thank you so much. Please stop sharing your screen as we bring in Phlox up to the stage. Awesome, Phlox, we can see your screen.
All right. Hi, everyone. Wouldn't it be nice to get a customized box of exciting life choices every now and then? You know, like a box full of jobs and hobbies that absolutely stretch outside the scope of your current life and that which you get to try out for a while and get paid for. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, or what you do. You get to really customize your life truly to your likings. Hi, we're Phlox, category spinners on so many fronts. We're at a very early stage of conceptualizing and building a prototype, but we are passionate about making this ethos of life customization a reality through DAOs, digital communities run on the blockchain with a shared goal. We live in a world where more and more people are leaving their full-time jobs for alternative ways of working. Also parallel to this trend is a massive proliferation of DAOs, with more than 2 million people involved in over 4,000 DAOs of various kinds. Such social trends are the manifestation of people's increasingly desire for autonomy of choice, a clear alignment of incentives, and a sense of belonging through community building, which align with the core values of almost any given DAO, a good DAO, that is. So our answers to shaking people free of some of the constants in their lives is DAO life. Find your Phlox, find your DAOs. However, realizing that DAO life isn't all that easy. There are two problems mainly. It is extremely difficult to figure out which DAOs to join and stay engaged even after you have joined one due to the very decentralized nature of the DAOverse. Addressing these main challenges, we introduced our two-sided platform for DAO discovery and engagement. One thing to note here is that our DAO side will run as a DAO in and of itself, a DAO of DAOs, if you will, to decentralize the process of deciding which DAOs to onboard next. We'll curate the first batch of 158 active DAOs, but from then on, it will be up to the DAO members to decide. Unlike other discovery platforms that simply list up DAOs for users to figure out the fit themselves, we use scoring mechanisms to match users who have a specific set of skills and interests with DAOs that have a specific job or bounty work to be taken on. Post-matching, we issue reputation tokens to both sides with amount to be determined by their mutual reviews. This token should serve as the basis for trust to complement the trustless system that is on-chain life. So essentially, we are playing the hybrid playbook of PitchBook and Glassdoor from the Web2 world to piece together moving pieces of the Web3 world, fulfilling its promise of decentralization while getting things done efficiently. So here is our solution in a nutshell, which is comprised of two pillars, education and custom matching. Since the DAO space is very, very nascent with a lot of noise to cut through, we believe it is critical that we educate the market first and well with real-time tracking of the pulse of the landscape and some of the foundational and solid thought leadership to convert doubters into DAOers and eventually into our Phlox customers. Our matching service is freemium. For our non-paying customers, we provide data analytics for them to match themselves into a DAO. For instance, we provide a DAO comparison table and all the public DAO job postings, which users can manually filter through. Our paying users will get access to our custom matching service, where we use scoring metrics across the dimensions of users' choice to match not only based on their functional fit with the DAO, also their social and cultural inclinations. We also work exclusively with our members' DAOs to receive their private job posting information and social activity data, based on which we do the matching work in real time for our paying users. For the DAOs that we curate on our platform and who are also members of our Phlox DAO, we have a tiered membership program depending on how much of our user behavior data that they want to purchase in addition to the matching service that we provide. For DAOs, knowing why users with XYZ preferences chose A DAO over B DAO and why some matches have led to better engagement than others would be a valuable asset. Here's our token distribution plan for Phlox DAO. The Genesis supply would include those for the founding team and the treasury. The rest of the tokens will be released gradually in the case of events such as new investors being onboarded or to keep the token value within a reasonable range. As the crypto space makes its way into the mainstream, we believe our pairing of DAO education and the matching service will effectively channel all the interest and momentum being built around Web3 into DAO space and ultimately to our brand or product. Here is a brief sketch of our roadmap. We'll focus first on education, the launch of Flux DAO, as we prepare for the launch of our freemium user products. Again, we are Team Flux, and I hope you'll join us in our flocking effort to truly bake Web3 into our everyday lives. I try not to laugh at the end. Thank you.
Love it, Sora. That was excellent. And why not? Like, have fun with the name, and that was great. So please stop sharing your screen so we can bring up the next company, Loon Labs.
All right.
Okay, so we can see you, we can hear you.
Awesome. Cool.
And we can see your deck. Perfect.
Let's
You're good to
rock. All right. Well, we're Loon Labs. We're redefining how Web2 and Web3 interact and interoperate. There's two sides to the coin, of course. Understanding for creators, how can I monetize my content and incentivize fans? And consumers want to understand how they can get an ROI and, of course, get some visibility. And if you're on NFT Twitter, NFTs have been, of course, touted as the solution, but you hit this brick wall. Everyone's always asking these questions. What's a MetaMask? Why do I have to switch networks? Why do gas fees exist? On and on and on. Everyone hits this brick wall and turns around. Even for gas fees, every time you watch a Netflix episode, do you have to pay an AWS storage cost? No. And that's where we come in. We're zero fees, we're zero education, we're zero friction, we're Loon Labs. Imagine if you're a Web2 content creator with a lot of fans, all you have to do in order to sort of get the most creator control over how you monetize on our platform is sign up with an email, with one click, get a wallet, sync your YouTube channel or Web2 content platform with one click as well. All videos that you've recorded will get minted. Any new videos you'll ever upload in your life, those will get minted automatically for you as well. You never have to manually mint in your life. When someone purchases an asset in your collection, on the original video on Web2, you'll actually display the owner. So this video is owned by X, Y, or Z address. The purpose is, of course, creator gets the traditional primary value from the monetary value from the initial sale, secondary value from the secondary royalties. The primary buyer gets the social value from the ownership and monetary value from the asset appreciation. And the secondary buyer will come in and get social value from the ownership and being displayed on this Web2 video. It's pretty simple, one click, and you can really mint all of these sort of platforms. The thesis is that the content is already out there. We at Loon Labs are really the throughput for you to mint all of your content across webs. We allow for a few sale options. For our traditional fixed price and auction mechanism, we actually multi-list your asset at no cost to you to multiple blockchains and marketplaces. The moment one of these is bought, the remaining will burn. So you as a creator get unlimited visibility and increase the likelihood of a purchase. And any purchaser, they're going to get one unique non-fungible good. For a fractional auction, what we enable is if you have a 3 to 10 minute long video or music, what we'll do is we'll actually split it up into equal intervals and make those clips into NFTs. We will also do another sort of aspect where we will use Web2 data to make Web3 informed decisions. So people can tag a timestamp on, they come in a timestamp on YouTube. That often gets sort of, we'll actually allow you to create a custom interval around that and make an NFT out of that. We allow for 1,000 buyer plus situation called a community sale, RFT. More you buy in, price goes up. More you sell, price goes down. And a lottery system. We have everything, simple onboarding from one-click wallets to MetaMask and Coinbase integrations to Stripe APIs for fiat, network agnostic transactions. You can be on the Ethereum chain and make Polygon transactions, custom royalties, automated bonding curves, and everything interoperability from syncing with Web2 to syncing with one-click purchases for your DAOs. When it comes to utility, you're not just watching another video on your screen. You actually get utility from owning these. We're bringing fan clubs on chain. If you hold your favorite creator's asset, you gain governance and can send in proposals for what future videos to sell, how much to sell them for. And if the proposal is successful, you get a cut of the fees. We enable you to view all your assets in the metaverse through Minecraft's Polygon integration. And we actually are built on the Zoro protocol. So we enable a finder's fee. So we actually automate the sale process for you to share your favorite creator's asset and get a cut of the fees if that asset is bought after someone clicks on your link. And of course, we allow for traditional revenue share models for both YouTube and also Spotify and all these others, so for both the video and also audio streaming. We make money, so 10% off of the royalties on resale, 1% equity stake in the community sale. We're very honored to be backed by some of the best of the Arweave protocol, and we will actually allow you to store all of your Web2 content in the permaweb for 100 years plus to forever, just for $5 an asset. We're proud to be backed by some of the best, even in Polygon. And we, of course, we're starting out with our Polygon layer, but we're really trying to make this the most consumer efficient process by using some of the best in multi-chain support. We're built on the sort of Lens protocol from Aave. So as you can see, we actually verify users based on the DAOs, communities, and assets that they hold. We have amazing founders here, pieces of the pie, amazing operating experience with Greg, Web3 dude like me, Web2 person like Devang, and an amazing creator like Jeff. That's us. Be a part of this Loonshot. We're raising a 2.2, have amazing people like Jayanti Kanani from Polygon Studios, Sam from Arrowweave, and some other amazing investors. We'd love to partner with you for both capital purposes and also help us scale to the moon. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Sid. That was excellent. And our next company is MetaStitch.
All right, excellent. We're here. Icing the kicker, I see, but we'll endeavor. All right.
Okay, so Spencer, I can hear you. I can see you. I cannot see your screen yet. So give us a second while that comes up. And now we can see it. And now you will have your 5 minutes.
All right, awesome, excellent. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Spencer Chang. I'm one of the co-founders. I'm the CEO of MetaStitch. This is a business that's built on a very simple premise, and that premise is that the metaverse and Web3 is a new channel for commerce. What we've learned over the last 4 months and over 50 customer conversations is that every brand knows that Web3 is going to be a thing, and the forward-leaning brands are experiencing extreme FOMO and are absolutely overwhelmed with how they're going to enter this channel. What we also know is that a brand that is preparing to launch a Web3 product strategy is inundated with unknowns and simply does not have the tools to de-risk outcomes. So let's talk about almond milk and NFTs for a moment, which is like a peanut butter and mayonnaise combination. But we'll talk about Almond Breeze, which recently launched an NFT collection, which objectively was a great collection, but ultimately they probably only minted about 20% of the collection because they simply could not get people in Web3 to care. Now, this is the crux of the challenge that every business is going to face as they move into Web3, and that they simply do not have the tools to drive the effectiveness of their channel strategy. So we at MetaStitch believe that building these tools is a massive white space opportunity. And if you take Salesforce's current TAM of $250 billion, and you take Goldman Sachs' assumption that 15 to 30% of our digital economy could shift to metaverse or Web3 economies, we can reasonably believe that we have a $40 to $80 billion market opportunity to prosecute. The thing to keep in mind here is that if you think about all the Web2 commerce enablement tools out there right now, they are fighting for millimeters of market share. But I would challenge you to go on Google and search Web3 CRM and find us a competitor at scale. This is a space that is going to reward the team that moves early, that moves intelligently, and is building solutions that solve day one problems for brands as they enter the Web3 channel. So at MetaStitch, that's exactly what we're doing, and that's how we're attacking this opportunity. We are building Web3's first native customer visibility platform, which is the basis for a next-gen Web3 CRM that's going to power this new wave of commerce. With our MVP, we are focused on 4 main data fields, which we believe give the strongest signals to brands that are beginning to enter the Web3 space with a new product strategy. So think about these through the perspective of Almond Breeze as they launch their almond milk NFT collection. Starting in the bottom left, we have our suggested airdrop tool, which is an AI recommendation, which very specifically tells brands who they should be airdropping to, how much they should be airdropping, and when they should be airdropping. And so for Almond Breeze, this is telling them what Web3 community members should you be getting this NFT in the hands of to help build unaided brand awareness through the dispersion of the larger Web3 community. Top left, we have NFT pre-orders. For Web3, this is basically bookings. And so if you're Almond Breeze getting ready to launch your Web3 strategy, you want to make sure that your bookings before you launch are matching the trajectory of what you're forecasting so you actually can hit your revenue target. And if not, this should be triggering a signal inside to be asking, should we be putting more sales and marketing spend in order to re-vector this trajectory? On the right-hand side, we have the Twitter and Discord sentiment. What we know right now is that these 2 platforms are one of the largest determinants of a brand's success in launching an NFT strategy. Brands need to be able to have visibility into these communities and understand what their community is actually posturing in advance of launching to understand whether or not corrective action needs to be taken. I mean, if we take a step back for a moment, just sort of think agnostic to what the Web3 commerce channel actually looks like, what we know, based on the fact that I've spent more time in the last month thinking about cartoons of apes than I ever would have cared to believe I would, What we know is that Web3 is going to be a different type of commerce. And what that means is that businesses need teams that are thinking about these differences and are building solutions that help them intelligently enter this channel and begin to actually optimize and build true channel strategies. And so what I would say modestly is that I think we are this team. MetaStitch is a business that doesn't get built by one person. It is a business that gets built by stitching together the learnings from brick and mortar to where we are today to help understand what a next-gen CRM should actually look like. We're business leaders, we're technologists, we're brand executives, we're repeat founders, and most importantly, we're Web3 denizens, and we're all in on this. This is what we're excited about. So where we are today, we're looking to raise $250K to cover engineering costs for building our MVP. Simultaneously, we're also in closing conversations with the pilot customer to help them roll out an initial Web3 strategy. You know, a simple statement to end this, which really sums up what we believe in MetaStitch. Web3 is a new channel for commerce. Every tool that a business uses today for Web2 commerce needs to get purpose rebuilt for Web3. This is our vision. We're excited about it. We're running hard at it. Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer. Great job. Just a reminder to all startups, make sure to put your contact information in the chat channel so the investors who are here in the room can get a hold of you. But thank you so much, Spencer. Now, next up, we have Niftery. So
great.
Start sharing your screen. So I can see your PowerPoint and I can hear you and see you. So I'll leave it to you now.
Great. We're Niftery and we're here to empower brands and businesses to embrace Web3. Sorry. So I'm going to start with a little story about our original co-founders. Myself, I've been in the product space my entire career, helping bring the fastest growing products at Tableau, bringing them from tens of millions in revenue to hundreds of millions. I've also been in charge of 0 to 1 launches at Tenable, Microsoft, bringing products from 0 to a few million in revenue. Samad, my co-founder, he's been focused on the developer side, building products like VS Code and AI ML stacks at Facebook. Really, you'll see this throughout the DNA of the product that we're building and the space and how we're approaching it. We believe Web3 is a brand new frontier for brands. Essentially, it helps them solve existing problems like loyalty, engagement, and more, but in a brand new way. A lot of these brands already have loyalty programs, 90% of them do. But these NFTs give them a brand new way to come into the space, and consumers are already super excited, buying billions of dollars in NFTs in the last year. We're here to help thousands of brands do that, really help them grow these loyalty programs and bring in new revenue streams through Web3 experiences. Now, a couple examples of people that have done it really well. The NBA, Adidas, of course, they've brought in a ton of revenue, but one of the unique things is they've actually fostered a lot of loyalty with their brand. The NBA has given people exclusive player meetings, access to box seats, and more. And that's going to keep people coming back, not only to Top Shot, but to the brand itself. We've been talking to many different people looking to do very much the same thing. For example, one of our customers, the University of Illinois, their alumni are looking to launch an experience where they're going to launch NFTs for their student athletes. The goal of this is really to grow loyalty with their alumni base. The alumni are the ones that are going to be encouraged to buy these NFTs, which fund student athletes, makes the program better, brings you better schools, and gives you a virtuous cycle where these alumni will be encouraged to donate again and again. But even though a lot of these companies that we're talking to have engineering programs, they don't actually know what to start. They know that blockchain is pretty complicated. There's a lot of work to do there, but they've also got to build a full application around it. And they've got to launch a bunch of integrations to really be successful in the space. That's the problem that we're here to tackle and make easy for them. We want to basically enable their business and marketing teams to launch these Web3 initiatives, but we know that's going to go through engineering teams. An example I'll give is Soul Machines. They're a Series B brand. They're essentially, their business teams are looking to go and launch these NFTs for celebrities, but the next person that we had to talk to do the sale was their CTO. So we know that not only you have to go through the business, but you have to go through engineering as well. That's exactly what we're here to solve. We give your engineering teams tools, APIs, things they're really familiar with to build out and launch NFT experiences. And on the other hand, we also give your marketing teams and your business teams the no-code, easy to use self-service tools to create new NFTs, manage your experience, see how things are going, and really market your experience. So this quick little example is a place where I can go and author my NFTs, see the NFTs I've launched, create airdrops, promo codes, all of these other things so that I can go to market and be successful in my experience. Now, why us? Well, the product that you saw, we built entirely part-time over the last 6 to 12 months. We've got our initial sales, handful of customers are already purchasing our product. We've got a couple $100K in revenue, and really we're all going full time in the next month to really accelerate this product. We've already got great partnerships in the space from Polygon to Dapper that help us give that early inbounds funnel to land those customers without even trying too much on our inbounds. And we've got a great network in tech with a lot of other founders and people coming into the team looking to go and grow Web3. A roadmap over the last year, we were focused on launching kind of that MVP I showed. Now we're focusing on API first technologies and then going into little low code ways so people can come in and experiment in the space before they go all in. We've been raising 5 mil so far. We've got most of that actually committed, but we're looking to see if there's anyone else on the angel side that's interested in joining us on this journey.
Awesome. Good job, Anir. Thank you so much. We've really enjoyed your presentation. Next up is Novaloom. Okay, so I can see your presentation.
All right, cool. So hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm Sabrine, CEO of Novaloom, a virtual bespoke tailoring platform. I've been trying to digitally design my own clothing for the last 13 years. I learned the hard way that the entire process of garment creation, from design to technical pattern making to operationalizing in a supply chain, is incredibly complex. And wanting to express myself through creating my own fashion, I'm not alone.
Today's Gen Z consumers are looking for self-expression online and in the real world. The market for digital and physical fashion is huge and continues to grow at a breakneck speed.
Unfortunately, it's difficult for untrained fashion enthusiasts to create custom garments that truly express their identity. Digital fashion design tools are intimidating and often expensive, and your final garments are usually trapped in the walled gardens that you created them in. This makes it incredibly difficult to build a personal identity that's bridged across digital and physical worlds. The ingredients to make a thriving digital fashion creator economy that equitably compensates creators may not even exist in Web2. So we set out to create a digital fashion platform that is accessible and interoperable with digital and physical manufacturing supply chains, while emphasizing creator ownership of digital garments.
When creating our MVP, there are 2 primary customer groups that we decided to zero in on. The first being digital fashion enthusiasts. These are folks that want to create, sell, and use garments purely in the digital world, such as artistic video gamers and Instagram art influencers. The second group is physical fashion enthusiasts. These are people who want a manufacturing bridge between their digital creations and physical assets. This includes Gen Z sewing enthusiasts and traditional fashion influencers that want to create physical garments.
Novaloom empowers creators in taking their digital outfits to reality. Our platform streamlines the process of designing digital assets and having them manufactured perfectly to spec. Here's how it works. Creators can use one of our intuitive interfaces to sculpt their own garment silhouette, or they can browse a marketplace for a base template to remix. They can customize fit, materials, and trims. And they can integrate their wallet to work their NFT art into fashionable elements like prints and embroidery. Once they're ready with the design, they can start the process of owning the garment, hit export, and they can buy it as a fully made physical garment, a sew by numbers kit, or a digital garment asset that's interoperable with your favorite game or a metaverse application. Our digital to physical garment exporters are powered by our patent pending garment compiler. That's the secret sauce to why current customers have said our method is so much easier to learn than the traditional options out there. It's the backbone to our planned decentralized approach to apparel manufacturing.
We have several means of monetizing our platform, but the central approach is a freemium model for our design editor, where basic design capabilities are free, but users can pay for advanced features and export options that allow us to charge for this increased interoperability. We are planning on integrating fractional royalties in both primary and secondary sales of our assets as another form of monetization.
So next, next slide.
So here we have traction to the areas of intellectual property, technical development, customer validation, and sales. Our first digital physical MVP is a DIY sew by numbers kit. So it's kind of like the IKEA, or like you can see the HelloFresh here for custom garments. And our arts and crafts MVP is currently in the market, literally, as you can see by the markets we've been in here. And it's generated $3,000 in revenue so far with very minimal marketing. We've pretty much just showed up. We developed and tested our garment compiler over the last 2 years and also filed a utility patent application on the method, so it's ready to scale.
And to execute this vision, we have a team of developers with specializations in computer graphics, AR and VR, and blockchain protocols. On marketing, we have the president of a large fashion design collective at UW. In leading operations, we have a former process engineer who specializes in sustainable manufacturing.
And today we're asking for $300K in seed funding to bootstrap our decentralized production network, promote customer satisfaction by contracting customer support personnel, and kicking off our planned influencer marketing strategy. And in terms of operations, we are looking for more crucial connections to textile suppliers, as well as mentors that are in the XR, fashion, supply chain logistics, consumer tech products, and creator economy industries, because we'd love to learn more. So overall, we hope to use these early stage investments to update our app's interface, launch a first fashion series with at least 10 micro-influencers, and establish working contracts for at least 10 production firms in our target cities. So thank you all so much for your time, and we'd love to hear more from you. So feel free to contact us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. And I always love when a startup puts our logo in their clothes. I've never seen that before, but I like it. The little sassy Sasquatch, we all noticed, and awesome. So next up we have Parallax. So I can see your slides, Parallax. I do not see you or hear you yet.
Sorry about that. Can you see me now?
Yes, I can. And I do hear you. So now
Great.
It's your turn.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. We are Parallax. I'm Gabe, the CEO and co-founder, and we are simplifying the creation and distribution of 3D virtual spaces. We grew out of a research lab at NYU called the Future Reality Lab in early 2019. And over the past 4 years, we've noticed a number of patterns and problems in our space. The first is the rise of metaverse and Web3 tech. There's a whole generation that's growing up with new expectations around the level of interactivity that they want to have with their favorite brands and creators. Also, in the post-pandemic landscape, the future is really a hybrid of digital and physical. Brands know that they can't just have a presence physically or even digitally. They need to now have a strategy for the metaverse in order to reach every new audience. And that becomes an issue when we consider the complexity of 3D world building as it exists today. We know this firsthand. Over the past 18 months, we've generated over $1 million in revenue, working with clients like Netflix and Amazon and San Diego Comic-Con, helping them build out virtual experiences and bespoke activations. And we got tired of having to start from scratch every time. So we created Lux, which is really a Squarespace for the metaverse. And it consists of a create functionality, which is no code, drag and drop, incredibly intuitive 3D world building for bringing content to life with interactivity. And then a connect side, which is bringing that content together with your community. And that features really low latency multi-user networking and very comprehensive spatial communication. So some of the features that set us apart, like I mentioned, drag and drop world building so that anyone with any level of technical expertise can create a custom world in minutes. We've partnered with Unity going back 5 years to our time at the lab and are built on top of that game engine so that we can leverage interactivity in a much more comprehensive way than a lot of the WebGL and browser-based solutions. And then spatial audio, video, and text chat is a huge focus of us. We've partnered with folks like Bose, also partners of ours from the lab, to really push forward spatial audio as a driver of immersion and create the most natural and human-centric way of communicating in 3D. We're also incredibly excited about blockchain and Web3 technology. First, this means being able to integrate crypto wallets and populate spaces using your digital assets. Second, we actually enable you to bring in 2D and 3D assets and mint them directly within the platform. And then third, we think of Lux as a community engagement and activation platform. And so the ability to have token gated access to exclusive events and exclusive content is really essential to showing that NFTs aren't just JPEGs that appreciate in value, but they can actually provide functional utility to brands in the way that they engage their customers. And to do this, we've partnered with companies like Polygon and industry leaders like Bentley. Lux is more than just a concept. It's out in the world today. We partnered with San Diego Comic-Con on their Comic-Con at Home experience in 2020 and had over 55 minutes of average engagement per user, which was really encouraging. We doubled down with a NFT and digital collectibles company in 2021 called Vivi. And in the course of a 3-day NFT festival, I had over 130,000 visits and 40,000 downloads. Just last week, we launched a experiential marketing activation with Amazon for the promotion of a new season of a series called Upload on Amazon Prime. And we're also working with Bose to push forward really interesting spatial audio technology to bring music listening sessions to artists in a way that makes it sound like you're in the studio with them. Our revenue model is pretty straightforward at the moment. We started really with single event licenses, but have found actually more interest now in moving over to a monthly subscription method so that organizations can have persistent spaces that they activate both internally and externally month over month, but then can also activate for specific time-gated events. And if they need professional services, we have a really deep background in real-time content creation and virtual production and can facilitate the gaps. Our go-to-market right now, we know that there are platforms really focusing on direct-to-consumer and a lot of crypto play-to-earn gaming applications. On the other side, there are workplace productivity and remote collaboration tools like Meta Workrooms. And what we're focused on is kind of a niche in the niche gap in the middle, which is tools and templates that allow brands to create virtual experiences that are for their consumers and for their communities. And so we're starting with a lot of white labeled virtual events across media, entertainment, and advertising. We are leveraging our strategic partnerships to fuel customer acquisition, folks like Polygon and Bose. And then eventually we know that we're going to have to build out a very robust outbound sales team, customer success team, and targeted social media marketing campaigns. The metaverse market size is all over the place, depending on who you ask and what day it is. We focus on really the global virtual event market. It's a $115 billion market since last year. The North American, yep.
Are at time.
Oh no, okay. We have an amazing team, folks from NYU, MIT, and Caltech. We have an amazing track record. We've premiered original content at all the major festivals, generated over $1 million of revenue, and we're raising a $4 million seed round. Sorry about that, and thank you so much.
No problem, Gabe. You did really well. Really liked it. And it is hard to always cut off a startup because I just want to hear your story even more. But okay, we can get a hold of you and we can talk to you more. So thank you. Prestige is up next.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, your slides are not in presenter mode, just FYI.
Oh, yep. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, so, and now we're on your team slide.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, and then we can hear you and see you. So now it's your turn.
Awesome. We're a bunch of super nerds and crypto degenerates from MIT and Harvard, about to graduate this upcoming spring, so still in school, and thought we'd solve some problems and make a unicorn in the meantime. You've probably heard about loyalty and rewards programs a million times, but imagine a system where you're in a community of tokenized experiences and you can buy and sell these tokens to your peers. For example, meet Trevor, McKinsey consultant on a business trip in Miami. He goes to Swan Restaurant, stays at the SLS Lux, and rents a Tesla for the weekend. He gains rewards for all these purchases, but is not returning to Miami anytime soon. What if he could actually sell these reward points to James, some other dude in Miami, so that James can then redeem those points and enjoy the experience, and all those businesses, Swan, SLS, and Avis, all get a new customer. That's why we're building Prestige, an NFT marketplace where consumers have access to new experiences and can find great deals and rewards, not only from businesses directly, but also from each other. Now Trevor can sell his tokenized experiences to James, and on his next business trip in New York, he can scroll the Prestige marketplace, buy new tokens from someone else, for example, his next rental car, hotel, and maybe even a nightclub this time. From helping people get helicopter rescued down at 12,000 feet from Mount Whitney, to making a smoking pipe out of an orange and a pen, to being national chess masters at 17, we're a team of nerds, adrenaline junkies, and hustlers. In 10 weeks, we've flown to 6 different cities in US and Mexico with 0 warm intros and a lot of door-to-door knocking. we're working with the major entertainment companies in Miami, Boston, and New York City. We're launching in LA, Miami, and Mexico City in a few weeks, and we built out our MVP in 3 weeks. We recently onboarded multiple managing directors of these entertainment companies to maintain close connections with our business partners and also to have experts in the industry to help us build our company. The Madrona Pitch Prize would help us prep for our upcoming launches and secure even more deals. But as you can see, we like to get things done fast. So we're raising a $1 million pre-seed safe at a $20 million valuation. We're closing our round at the end of the month. If you're interested, please shoot me an email at pramila@prestige.club. And thanks so much for listening. Appreciate your time.
Good job. And you have, I just love your pitch. So great job on that. You're super early and I love that. Succinct. Okay, so if you could please stop sharing your screen with us. Thank you. We will move on to PSI.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. So we can see you. We do not see any slides, except for now. And then put in the slideshow. Perfect. You're good to go.
Cool. So hi, everybody. I'm Georgie Dennis, CEO at Psy. And Psy is a platform to generate collective intelligence for decentralized decision-making. Here's the problem. We all still rely on text threads, surveys, and polling to aggregate data across a group of stakeholders, even in Web3. But these methods to support decision-making are not scalable. They're low engagement and they're biased. Research shows that the best way to make complex decisions is for many people to deliberate over many ideas and integrate their unique perspectives. This is a science called collective intelligence. And Nicolo, our chief scientist, has advanced the science of collective intelligence and group psychology at the University of Oxford and the MIT Media Lab's Scalable Cooperation Group. I have 7 years experience in participatory approaches for decision-making within the UK social sector. Our Web3 strategist, Chris, leads on DAO adoption, and Himanshu is a product expert from Amazon and Microsoft who has used his experience to help us develop this pitch. We started with a prototype and we've made $100,000 in revenue in 2021 with customers such as the pharmaceutical company Merck. And from everything that we learned, we built Psy, a DApp to generate collective intelligence. So how does it work? I'll explain Psy using an early adopter, Bankless DAO. The first step is for Bankless to share a question with its 20,000 members, such as, what's the best compensation mechanism for our DAO? And members crowdsource proposals. The next and the final step is for Bankless to hold a real-time online meeting that is powered by the Psy algorithm, patent pending. Thousands of members can join and talk to each other to evaluate crowdsourced proposals in small parallel discussion pods. The cool thing about Psy is that ordinarily this level of critical assessment takes days of meetings, focus groups, Discord channels, and surveys. But with Psy, it takes 45 minutes for 50 people to reach a consensus decision, 60 minutes for 500 people, and only 80 minutes for 5,000 people. The Psy MVP is built and it's being used by our early adopters. Using Psy for participatory decision-making is quick, it's social, and it's a rewarding experience. And this is where Web3 comes in. As shown here, anyone who is part of a DAO understands how difficult it is to engage and coordinate members at this scale. And from the science behind group psychology, we know that collective intelligence must be powered by a lot of diverse and, importantly, decentralized brains. The incentives that encourage people to participate in a collective are very personal, internal and external motivators. So during Launchable program, we've worked on our split contract protocol that can reward participation in tokens, NFTs, and even fiat. It's a high utility approach to incentivizing participation. And we've learned from mentors like Akash Manda on how to apply our split contract protocol using a Web3 tech infrastructure. The outcome is the quickest way to incentivize a huge amount of people to come together. And our protocol is based on science that was used to incentivize members of the public to find 10 red balloons randomly placed throughout the United States, and they found them in less than 9 hours. Putting our protocol on chain makes calculating and compensating contributors immediate, and it makes the incentives personal. Even trad organizations are using Sai, and we have an $130,000 contract with the Mayor of London's office for Sai technology to power public forums. And we're signing a contract with Slalom Consulting to support their market research work. Atlanta United FC and the Atlanta Falcons will use Sai to generate intelligence with their fans, who can be rewarded with an NFT. So Sai is a hugely profitable venture. It only costs us $2 for every 1,000 minutes of conversation, and a low-cost L2 further keeps down costs. Our business model is similar to XaaS, except DAO customers can pay us with their token. So we just finished Techstars, and now we're raising a 2 million seed round with 500,000 in soft commit. With Launchable as part of our seed round, we'll implement our split contract proposal and develop our integration with Discord. Within 18 months, the goal is to be the social governance tool for the top 500 DAOs. So today, I'm proud to announce a new early adopter. Gitcoin DAO will use Sai as part of their weekly vibes call to generate collective intelligence from their 300,000 members. So thank you for listening. We are Sai, and now we're talking.
Yes, good job. Thank you so much. That was excellent. Next up, we have Real Tickets.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. I do not see any of your slides.
All right. Can you see my slides now?
Yes, I can. You are good to go now.
Wonderful. I'm Emily Kruger, co-founder of Real Tickets, an NFT-based platform for event ticketing and resale. Our vision is to connect fans, venues, and artists directly, leading to lower prices, novel experiences, and unforgettable memories. We are currently pre-product, our MVP is nearly complete, and we're negotiating with our first POC partners. We believe that NFTs have the potential to disrupt and reimagine access and membership. And we aren't alone, as we can see here from Snoop Dogg's prediction. Within the last month, Coachella and South by Southwest both rolled out NFTs that gave access to physical and digital goods. The momentum is building and access is next. The time to address this opportunity is now. First, let's start with the problems in ticketing. Ticket ownership is loose. They're tied to paper tickets that can be forged or lost, or QR codes that can be screenshot and shared. And because they aren't tied to an individual, an ecosystem has developed where professional reselling and price gouging is the norm. Buying resold tickets is risky, or at the minimum, it's very expensive. In the US, a few companies make billions on transaction fees and kickbacks. Much of this ecosystem hurts fans and cuts out venues from active participation. Most tickets are sold in pre-sales or put in blocks for resellers. So if you're lucky enough to get a ticket, congrats. You already paid a 40% markup on the face value, paid to ticket brokers like Ticketmaster and mysterious transaction fees. If you didn't get a ticket, now you're in the Wild West. You have to find a reputable reseller and be prepared to shell out. Typical resold tickets are marked up over 150%. 25% of this, again, goes back to brokers like Ticketmaster. For the venue, they got the face value of the ticket, but they're cut out from the rest of this process. They don't get a dime from the resale, and because of all the professional resellers, they have no idea who's actually coming to their event. If all this seems like a pretty big racket, well, you aren't alone. Big artists have been trying to fight for their fans and against the system for years. All of these news articles are just from the past week, including an expose by John Oliver and yet another antitrust lawsuit against Ticketmaster. So enter Real Tickets. We use NFTs to provide true ownership and secure resale to ticket holders and to venues. Our vision is to put the money and control back in the hands of fans and event organizers and open up the door to novel experiences via NFTs. We are currently working on our MVP. Our design, smart contracts, and backend is complete, and our mobile development is underway. This GIF is actually showing our live product in action. For our MVP, fans get the benefit of a guaranteed ownership and seamless resale without excessive markup from Ticketmaster transaction fees or greedy resellers. We are working toward making Real Tickets more than just peace of mind, though. We want to offer customized goods and experiences via NFT tied to events, including beautiful artwork and images. And as we build identities in the metaverse, we will hope that these are the posters hanging on your wall, proving that you were at that real game in real life. For event organizers, we allow them to get venue from ticket resale and control the reseller ecosystem for our MVP. Beyond that, our next launch will include what we call Know Your Fan. Verified identities from fan wallets will allow venues to tailor experiences before, during, and after the show. Ticket sales is an extremely lucrative market. 2022 is on track to be the best year of ticket sales of all time, reaching 74 billion in the US alone. If we take a conservative estimate that 10% of events are NFT ready today, then we have a TAM of over $7 billion. With a 2% transaction fee, we dramatically undercut the double-digit markups of incumbents like Ticketmaster. They can still be generating meaningful revenue in year one with just a modest number of venues. We've identified a few early startups in this space, but none have any traction yet. So the real focus for Ticketmasters is how we take on Goliath. There's a hunger in the market for alternative and gaps where incumbents like Ticketmaster are not playing. We plan to target these areas first. Part of our team is based in Portugal, one of the countries without Ticketmaster presence. From early conversations, we have POC opportunities lined up with a fashion event and 2 bands. In the US, we want to start indie. In Seattle, where we also have team members, we're starting conversations with smaller festivals, including Bumbershoot and The Thing, and venues like Numos and the Crocodile. Looking forward, Real Tickets has the opportunity to create unique memories for fans and assets that persist long after the encore. We think there's viral potential where fans will have a preference for Real Ticket-enabled experiences. And we see building relationships with artists and influencers as a key way to solidify our brand and grow our market position. Finally, we have an experienced team of engineers, product, and designers. Our team members have built blockchain products to a scale of over $60 million in ARR and brought products from an idea to hundreds of thousands of users a few times over. Real Tickets is backed by Local Labs, a newly launched incubator. If we achieve early customer success, Real Tickets will be spun out as an independent startup. Finally, we recognize that we're not from the live events industry and are actively seeking advisors and a possible co-founder in the space. We believe that now is the time to disrupt the broken system of event ticketing and put the value back where it belongs, in the hands of fans, artists, and venues. It's time to go live with Real Ticket. Thank you.
Congratulations, Emily. And thanks for the shout out to our logo. We would love to see Launchable hanging on a poster in your house. I was like, yes, of course. That sounds awesome. Great job. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so the next one up is Reclaim. Okay, I can see your slides.
All right, can you hear me too?
Yep, hear you and see you. So take it away, Kyle.
Great. My name is Kyle Buckingham and I'm from Reclaim, and I'm here to talk to you about taking back the internet from advertisers. This is the ad-driven internet and it's miserable. Between pop-ups, self-playing videos, third-party privacy notifications, and Batarangs, most websites are becoming intolerable. But why are ads miserable? Digital ads rely on monetizing your attention. They ruin viewer experience, and they are becoming less profitable for content producers. Users are desperate to find an alternative to a broken system, so they've resorted to gray market tactics like ad blockers. In fact, 42% of the internet viewers today are using some kind of ad blocker. The problem is ad blockers don't work. Many sites require you to turn them off, and even when they are on, they don't block all ads nor trackers. Lastly, they deprive content producers of revenue they need to survive. To dive into this problem, here's a list of solutions which users deploy to fight ads. The problem is they either result in lost revenue for producers or they don't actually block ads. This is because there is a direct relationship between how much a site can track you and how much they earn. The solution is removing ads and reestablishing direct payment for content. But other companies have tried this and failed. The reason is users don't want to give payment information to every site they visit. And because these payments are so small, the transaction processing fee exceeds the value of the transaction. So this is where we come in. We can provide an anonymous microtransaction between the viewer and the producer for a nominal fee. This eliminates third-party trackers and gets a better experience for viewers and results in higher profits for producers. So what does this new experience actually look like? On the left, you have an ad-contaminated page where ad retailers are tracking your every move. This doesn't even show you third-party cookie notifications or ad blocker disabled pop-ups, which are nearly ubiquitous across the internet. On the right, you get a distraction-free experience where you only get the content that you want. Additionally, we show you the amount you've spent to replace ads, and unlike ad blockers, we actually remove all ads and trackers. So how do we do this under the hood? The solution is to use cutting-edge zero-knowledge proofs on top of the blockchain, enabling users to make micropayments to producers without revealing personal information. This technology was originally developed at MIT and validated by large commercial banks like ING, to prove customer legitimacy. In addition to being validated by traditional banks, it's also used by Web3 companies like Zcash, Tornado Cash, and Mixinus. Our elegant architecture protects user privacy and increases value for the user and content provider. We essentially act as an intermediary which guarantees an anonymous payment confirmation without impacting user experience. Our business model is simple. To the end user, they just pay a per visit with a refillable wallet. We keep 30% of the transaction fee while the rest goes to producers. Additionally, producers earn 45% more revenue per user. So I showed the slide earlier, but this is really a map of our competitive landscape. Our largest competitors will be Brave Browser and Adblocker. However, the reason our choice will win is because Reclaim can, one, provide anonymity by removing the ad ecosystem entirely.
Sí, porfa.
And two, ensure
De
producers
una.
are paid for
Ay,
market.
Richard, te agradezco tanto. Te agradezco tanto. Dale.
Our initial target market will be focused on users and
Sorry,
producers.
Kyle. There's someone that we just have to mute real quick. Okay, go ahead, Kyle.
Okay, no problem. So our initial target market will be focused on users and producers who benefit the most from removing ads. For users, the value add is privacy and experience. Experience is important in news and blog segments, while privacy is important in the adult space. For producers, news, blogs, and adult segments are also where they lose the most revenue from ad blockers. In the US, websites lost over $12 billion in 2020 due to ad blocking extensions. So our diverse team has a ton of experience in advertising, software, and startups. We are also incredibly passionate about solving this problem and feel like we have the skill set to make this idea come to life. Our current progress is that we validated the market and are rapidly scaling to build out the product and acquire customers. What we need is your help to make an ad-free internet a reality. Capital and mentorship will help us start building out the product immediately. Lastly, we want to network with large content producers to prove to them that the value of our solution is real. Help us reclaim the internet. Thank you so much for your time, and please reach out with feedback or questions at contact@reclaimtheinter.net.
Excellent, Kyle. Good job. Really proud of you guys. Okay, next up is Spice AI.
Hey, can you see my screen okay?
Yes, we can, and we can see and hear you perfectly.
Great.
So, take it over to you.
Hey, we're Spice. Who here has ever gone down the YouTube or Netflix rabbit hole or bought an Amazon recommendation? Pretty much all of us, right? AI recommendations generate billions of dollars a year. In fact, McKinsey found companies generate 40% more revenue with personalization. For the tech giants of today, data is fundamental, and not just for recommendations, but for many critical use cases. Here's the problem. In Web3, getting data is excruciatingly painful. You can't just add data collection to an NFT contract. Instead, you're forced to build and operate massively complex infrastructure, and that means blockchain nodes, big data and ETL pipelines, data lakes, and query systems. You also have to understand virtual machine logs, the inner workings of contracts and their state, It's complex, error-prone, and costs massive amounts of resources and engineering time that have nothing to do with your core business. This is a critical problem to solve because with no data, there's no data-driven experiences. Earlier in the event, Rahul said, Web3 doesn't need more Web3 developers, it needs experienced software engineers. In 12 years at Microsoft, I worked on the big data systems called Windows, Xbox, and Azure. I built targeted developer experiences working for Nat Friedman on GitHub and co-created Azure incubations under Mark Rusinovich as a CTO. Philip has 10 years of cloud and distributed systems experience working on GitHub and Azure, and the last five of Quarantine's 10 years of experience have been focused on AI ML at LeapMind. We have the experience to solve this problem. One of the largest US hedge funds told us, sorry, it doesn't seem to be moving. One of the largest US hedge funds told us they have no choice but to source on-chain data externally. It's simply infeasible to build and operate all the required infrastructure themselves. Notable for an industry that is notorious for building everything in-house. Today, they use Dune, a product we really like, but one that's not application and ML friendly. They have no API and only provide export to CSV. While hedge funds look to be the initial beachhead, we're seeing increasing demand for data to power AI, like for NFT marketplace recommendations. We're also working with XMTP, messaging for Web3, to find networks of communities. We experienced Web3 data hell ourselves when building an AI trading app for Uniswap. Like the customers mentioned, we first tried to use Alchemy, Infura, Dune, and the Graph, but they're simply not designed for applications in ML. In fact, this single bar was us using all 300 million monthly Alchemy compute units in just 4 hours, and we only got about 3 days of data. And here are all my Infura usage limit emails. There really are no data solutions designed for applications in ML today, so we built Spice. Spice is data and AI infrastructure for Web3. It's data made easy, insanely fast, and designed for applications in ML. Imagine a new OpenSea user, one that has never traded on the platform before. They connect their wallet and are immediately shown a curated set of recommended NFTs based upon their wallet history. These real-time queries are not something Dune is designed to do. That's the power of a platform designed for applications in ML. Spice delivers data over high-performance Apache Arrow APIs to your application notebook or ML pipeline. SQL queries can span multiple chains, even your own datasets. Imagine OpenSea combining their marketplace data with wallet data for the most relevant personalization. We're also working on intelligent datasets like Web3 cohorts, community identification, and social network analysis, areas of massive untapped value. Top crypto hedge funds have shown strong interest in these super-fast APIs, which will enable them to execute on strategies not currently possible. We plan to offer a free tier of data APIs with paid tiers at scale with consumption. Applied ML and intelligent datasets would be additional premium upgrades. On-chain data is core to many of the startups who pitch today. In fact, maybe most. But how will they get that data? The cost to process terabytes of Web3 data is not small, but the engineering cost to build, maintain, and operate your own is orders of magnitude higher. For Spice, the cost of this can be amortized across many customers, giving us confidence to reach positive unit economics. We've been working on the MVP since mid-January, and we're currently piloting Ethereum support with potential customers. Like MetaStitch, one of the startups here today. Spice just works in notebooks like Kaggle. Here is their NFT airdrop analysis they've been doing this week. Solana and Binance Smart Chain are our top customer asks, and real-time alerting is also on their wish list. We'll open up the beta waitlist soon, but due to demand, the queue is long. However, if you're a participant in the event, DMS and we'll give you access. Our ask is to connect with potential customers, partners, and engineers. We're already well-financed and have amazing backers like Madrona, so we're not looking to raise. But of course, if you see potential for a long-term partnership, we're always happy to talk. So imagine OpenSea, the next Amazon, or your project with Spice. Thank you.
Good job, Luke. That was excellent. And thank you so much. We have our next team up is Stack. Okay, great.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen and we can hear you.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Will Rush, and I'm going to tell you about Stack. As of today, right now, there isn't a single crypto exchange in the US that is authorized to operate for under 18-year-olds. But don't take my word for it. Talk to the teens themselves. If you scroll through teenage Reddit, you'll find under 18-year-olds who don't want to use their parents' crypto account, or have parents who don't own crypto altogether. Even worse, you'll see horror stories of teenagers using exchanges that don't ask users their age, and sketchy things happening to their assets. So 1 year ago, we set out to change all of that. The Stack app will go live this spring as the first and only authorized platform for teens to co-own a crypto account with their parents. We spent the past 6 months blazing the path for under 18 crypto, while listening to hundreds of teens on how to make a platform built for them. And now with the legal and compliance boxes checked, we are thinking even bigger and running even faster. Stack is the permit for digital assets. We put teens in the driver's seat with their parents in the passenger seat. We are taking things like Coinbase Earn and Robinhood's award system, but infusing them with good investing practices, so teens don't use their Instagram as their financial advisor. We've also partnered with the digital wallet provider that has zero lifetime hacks to make sure we are leaders in safety and security from day one. From early marketing efforts, it looks like we will have an extremely low CAC compared to other fintech products. Our 3-month-old waitlist of over 1,000 teens grows 18% each week. 400 of which have been referred by other users. We're employing a subscription fee model at a time when the rest of crypto is charging commissions. We're doing this because teen and parent finance products are all subscription-based. For the price of a cup of coffee a month, a parent can give their teen crypto access and education. To accomplish this, we negotiated a back-end contract that is also per user per month. Although it starts off at a pretty high cost of $1 per user, it scales down to a penny an account if we hit 1 million users, AKA I'm betting on our ability to scale. We're creating this all at a time when fiat finance products for under 18-year-olds have produced 8 unicorns in just the past 4 years. So your immediate next thought is, why aren't they doing this? That's because under the hood, they are attached to backends that are fiat businesses at their core. This means that although crypto is on their roadmap, offerings are slow, cautious, and limited. In fact, I've seen this firsthand when I was working with the amazing team at the fastest growing teenage bank in the US. I was leading the strategy for teen investing when I ran an A/B test that showed teens engaged with crypto 5 times more than stock. It was clear that the way to do teen crypto was to be unencumbered by fiat offerings. We have the perfect team to make this happen, all with startup DNA, from founding digital marketing businesses, highly engaged social media accounts, well-funded startups, and beyond. We are all passionate about making Web3 more approachable for the next generation. We came together this week at the MVL event to outline our strategy on tech, security and cyber risk, social media marketing, business development, and product. We also have an exceptional set of advisors, one of whom spoke to the United Nations last week on Web3 and is the VP of Growth at Dapper Labs after leading growth at Reddit, Electronic Arts, DraftKings, and Gal Games, and another who is the #1 product leader in under 18 stock. After he left the largest under 18 stock business in the US, he sent me a message that said, "The parallels and overlap on a lot of your strategy at Stack is uncanny, except you're doing it faster and better than our team of 100 was." In December, we've raised $500,000 that included all 5 of my former bosses, some angel investors, and a few small VCs. As we gear up for our launch and seed round this spring, we're looking to meet as many investors with a thesis that fits Stack and a shared mission to educate the next generation. I'll leave you with a parting thought. A recent study revealed that teens in the 90s that early adopted the internet had a 13 times higher net worth by the time they were 40 years old compared to their peers. If you think of Web3 as the internet of our time, there is an incredible opportunity to increase adoption right now because it's 1998 and the change we drive will reverberate for the next 20 years and beyond. That's our mission at Stack. Thanks for letting me share our story with you.
Good job, Will. And I love animal photos at the last slide. Your puppies look cute. So thank you so much. Okay, Thea. So we have 2 more companies. Thea, we can see your slides. Do you want to speak? Good? Yep, and we can hear you. Okay, now it's yours.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. I'm Dylan. I'm the CEO of Thea Studios. We believe game communities foster creativity, but it's often untapped and unrewarded. That's why we're building Thea, a decentralized strategy universe where you can play, mod, and monetize your creations. Before we dive into it, a little overview of our team. We're full-time with 8 with decades of experience in gaming and tech. I founded my first startup, DraftBuff, while receiving chemotherapy for Hodgkin's lymphoma. And before that, I was a software developer at Amazon. Kaustub, our chief technology officer, was a co-founder at DraftBuff with me, and he built our app to support over 150,000 users. Before that, he was a senior engineer at a VR startup, Pixvana, and then Microsoft. Emmanuel, our chief product officer, was a principal at Dapper and Bungie, where he led key Destiny 2 initiatives, built and led multi-IP organizations, and launched the NBA Top Shot for the NFL All Day. Many of the top genres, MOBAs, battle royales, auto chess, emerged first as mods, oftentimes in the strategy space. However, these mod creators didn't really see any upside, and instead major companies swooped in, productized these ideas, oftentimes with any financial attribution to those original mod creators. We want to flip that script. Thea provides the ecosystem for that, the tools and incentives to unleash and reward creativity in a new strategy universe. The foundation of Thea are cross-game components players bring from game to game. For example, our player-owned heroes, our icons, compete in strategy experiences across the Thea universe. The first games in Thea are going to be built by our core team, and this will plant the seed that then sprouts to our community. The next 1,000 then are built, and the core thing here is also monetized by the community themselves. You can think about Thea as 4 core layers. Foundationally, we have our world and IP driving engagement and setting the creative palette for all Thea experiences. Sitting on top of that, we have our core technology platform powering these decentralized strategy experiences. This consists of a few things: blockchain services, our strategy engine, a map editor, and asset pipelines. And then custom scripting enables the community to further expand upon the capabilities of the strategy engine. Then the next layer up, the ecosystem layer, we have cross-game assets such as our NFTs, ecosystem tokens, and progression systems. This too are both first-party and community created. And then finally, at the top where the fun happens, the games themselves. We'll be kickstarting this layer with flagship examples and then empowering the community to extend beyond that. From custom game modes to new economies, our tools will let them build their own strategy games. And then our ecosystem token incentivizes and rewards the creators based on game engagement, time, or other KPIs. There's 3 components to this business model: our games, which will mainly serve as a growth engine for the ecosystem, the larger game ecosystem through our own NFT sales and battle passes, and then the game creation platform through tools, creator fees, and rakes on creators' own monetization streams. Traction since our reveal has been incredible. We have 20,000 members in our Discord, 50,000 across socials, and our active community is already creating fan art and lore without any of those incentives. You can see here as a few example, and then just adding an incentive on that is just adding fuel to that fire. We did a test NFT sale last month, and that generated $170,000 in cosmetic sales. And we're actively playtesting our first game, Icons Clash, which is a turn-based auto battler. Here's a screenshot of what Icons Clash is looking like in our latest playtest builds, and you can start to see the characters in the world of Thea coming to life. We actually have an explainer video walking you through a real networked game that you can check out afterwards. We can share that YouTube link with you. And we're currently raising 2.7 mil at a 15 mil valuation, and this is structured as a safe with a token covenant. We're about 40% committed to date, so if you're interested in participating, please reach out. Thank you. Thanks, Madrona, for this amazing week, and thanks all for listening.
Good job, Dylan. Yes, we are so excited. And please do put that YouTube link in there so that we can all experience your game that you're developing. Okay, the last and of course not least is Tribe.
Hey.
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you. I do not see any slides yet. Now I do see your slides. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yes. Thanks. Hey, so we are Tribe, and we are here to help you build and cultivate sustainable DAOs. My name is Ankit, and I've been thinking about and building in the world of organizational and network structure for almost 7+ years. I spent 4 years at Microsoft on a team called Workplace Analytics, which was part of an acquisition by Microsoft, where I researched and published papers on how organizations can measure productivity and networks and behavior. And I also spent a few years on a team called Flipgrid, where we were helping students and teachers remain connected during the pandemic. Most recently, I work on a company called Paro, which is backed by Madrona Ventures, where we help vet and match a community of financial services professionals from CPAs to bookkeepers with clients to help them participate in the future of work. I'm joined with Joey. Joey comes from a very similar world, thinking deeply about communities, culture, and how to cultivate a great environment for remote distributed teams at a startup called GatherRound. So all of this thought about community and networks, and the truth is I've basically ignored DAOs, decentralized organizations in the crypto space. I've been a part of a few of them and I've had brief encounters with them, but I've been quite dismissive. Largely, DAOs to me have been a bunch of people with money and speculation, and there was nothing really that enticed me. Large distributed efforts with zero trust systems, with rigid governance and rules, and add on this the whole gold rush speculation, and it kind of gave me the creeps. But Joey has had a very different experience. He's been a part of a few DAOs where he's made long-lasting relationships with members. So DAOs are communities with a bank account. They have a community layer, a governance and identity layer, and a finance layer. They represent a large and growing market of 15 billion. But the problem is that most DAOs lack engagement today. Teams like Sai and Phlox talked about this earlier. Community is very important if you want a DAO to thrive. And the truth is that a lot of communities lack in participation, at most reaching 40% of active voters turnout. And the community layer is often just a Discord channel launched by the project. So we're introducing Tribe. Tribe is a community management toolkit to cultivate a sustainable DAO. How does it work? It vets through peer-to-peer or through admin-driven vetting of the community members. It engages and onboards the members by placing them in small groups, intelligently matched based on the vetting and the background information gathered, where conversations are facilitated by the tribe bots. Admins get a view into the vetting process and into the onboarding and the conversations that are happening. They can schedule and they can cultivate a member lifecycle, just like employees have at a company today. And in this, they can also measure community health metrics like small world score, conversion funnel, and influencers and bad actors. They can select from a set of pre-built templates and create their own. At its core, Tribe is a social platform that ingests data from a variety of sources, analyzes the network of interactions that are occurring, and pushes information out back to the personas, community members and community managers. We're starting with the Discord for the community member side through a Discord bot that helps them keep them engaged with the community. And we're working on building the dashboard for the community manager side. Tribe differentiates itself from the existing set of DAO tooling by focusing on the community aspect. While tools exist for communication, verification, voting, governance, operations, and on-chain incentive tokens, there's nothing that can get people to talk to each other and learn from each other and make them feel a sense of togetherness. Our mission is to increase collaboration and social cohesion in our truly decentral digital world. We're looking to partner with DAOs and community managers. And if you'd like to learn more, please reach out. Our DMs are open on Twitter. That's all.
Yes, good job. Woohoo! And congratulations to all of our founders. You have done a fantastic job. You've had 1 week to put together a wonderful slide deck, creating some, some prototypes, some wireframes, getting a business plan together. This has not been easy, right? And you've had wonderful mentors and advisors to help you. But again, I want everyone just to give a round of applause to all the wonderful founders here. We really, really appreciate and are just blown away by your pitches. I mean, I saw them even a couple of hours ago with a few of the teams and they did not look this good. So again, just you've done excellent, really amazed. Okay, so we are now gonna go into a small judge deliberation. We will be back in about 10 minutes. So please just turn off your cameras, mute yourselves, go away, go get some food, stretch, and enjoy, and then come back here at 4:55, and then we will begin again. And we'll announce the winners, and we have some other stuff in store. So see you again at 4:55. We'll be back here. Okay, thank you, everybody. See you soon. Okay, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, is everyone here? Yeah, okay, see the videos are switching back. I hope you had a nice little break, little stretch. We are human beings. We're not meant to just be sitting for so long. So it's always good just to do a little jig, a little dance. It's fun to embarrass yourself in front of the founder community. Why not? Okay, anyways, we are so excited. So we've had amazing judges, as you know, and we are going to, pin them up here. So we had amazing companies, so hard to choose. So we did want to give some shout outs to some companies that we wanted to highlight as runner-ups. And so I am going to turn it over to the judges. Ari, I'm going to turn it over to you first to announce your runner-up.
drum roll, drum roll. Team Psy is my team as runner-up. I work a lot across the United States. I run actually a DAO of blockchain associations across the United States right now. And having something like this would be amazing. It would solve so many problems. So I was really, really excited to hear about this technology, and I'll definitely be checking it out. And great job, just really great presentation, and great overall, just everything was really very positive.
Thank you so
Ari.
much. Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. And now, Sadie, I will hand it over to you.
Sure. So first I wanted to say great job, everyone. This was super interesting. I loved hearing all the pitches, and you all did really, really well. I wanted to give a shout out to runner-up Parallax. We really enjoyed your presentation across the board. It's a really interesting platform. I think you guys have a really great solution that you're working on. You've got great traction, and it looks like you guys have the right team to execute. So I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with.
Awesome. And now for the big reveal. Who is our winner for today?
So first of all, congratulations to all the teams. I think it was 90 minutes, was just it went by in a jiffy kind of thing. The amount of passion and excitement and energy and the work that you all have done was just very infectious to see and sort of be a part of kind of thing. So thank you all for a great job, well done, and so congratulations to all of you. Having said that, after sort of conferring with the other judges, it's my pleasure to announce the winner for the day, Team Stack. Congratulations. And I'll tell you personally, this notion of teen crypto investing resonated with me a lot, because our younger one just went past her teen years into the early 20s kind of thing. And I can tell you from first-hand experience, how much I think people, particularly high school students and that age group and the demographic, is going to enjoy being able to start doing things on their own, as opposed to waiting on their parents kind of thing, but making sure that the right set of controls are in place so that they have some good guardrails and guideposts in terms of what they can do and what they can't do. I think it's a fantastic idea, and the Team Stack, the way they articulated the problem and the opportunity and the traction that they've seen was just fantastic to see. So congratulations, Team Stack, and congratulations on the $100,000 prize. I think the MVL team will get in touch with you on that investment and the details of that. But congratulations again to you and to all the other teams.
Okay, so because I love founders so much, I just want to reiterate that you are all winners. Like literally, you spent a week together. We've been creating this community. We are all here for you and really excited for what we've built. So this is not the end of your wonderful startups. This is again just the beginning and the community, and we're here and so excited for you all. Okay, so again, we want to give some big just thank yous. We also have a big networking event after this, so please just stay with us just for a couple more minutes before we open up those doors. But again, thank you so much to our judges. This has been extremely hard and difficult to judge on which one we would pick, which one they would pick. And again, just thank you so much, Soma, Ari, and Sadie. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all of your help and guidance through this process. So thank you so much. Thank you to our mentors. We couldn't have done this without you, to really dive in with all of our startups, on spending, countless hours with them, thinking through their pitch decks, their business models, thinking through, just even some of their technology stack. So thank you so much to all of our wonderful mentors to be a part of this. And And thank you to our world-class speakers that came in, that have been there from Web 1 or even pre-Web 1 for some of them, helping to really just watch all these evolutions of technology, really bringing them how, old ideas, have kept on being re-emerged and reimagined to help us for the future. Technology definitely has its place to play to build community, to connect us, and to really help evolve our world. And so it's been wonderful to meet with some of the biggest thought leaders that we've had, to provide that insight, that thought leadership for us of how do we, move forward in the world, in Web3 for the future. So thank you again to all of our speakers that have spent hours with us throughout this last week. And thank you again to our community partners, of course, Majorana Venture Group, UW Foster School, TF Labs, Washington Technology Innovation Association, with the Blockchain Council as well. So again, just thank you to everyone who has just been helping us throughout this entire process for the last couple of months, showcasing, making sure that their community and our Web3 founders knew about this program, got them to sign up, and then again, helping us to provide mentorship and guidance through this whole process. So thank you so much. And then
I'll jump in here. It's been awesome seeing Elizabeth do her work here today and seeing this. She did an amazing job. And really, it's a team effort across the board. Flora couldn't be with us today, but gosh, she was just a operational juggernaut behind the scenes, helping make things happen. And Jeremy with his first NFT mint, and Jason and the rest of the crew. So just very excited to work with all of the team and the founders, and it takes so much courage to put yourself out there. And we saw that in the pitches today. Wow, the progress people made was incredible. And then the community that Elizabeth thanked already. So thank you all for being a part of this. And hopefully you'll join us as we move to Gather. You remember that on Monday when we kick this thing off. We can hang out and celebrate a little bit together. But appreciate everyone being a part of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we will drop the link into our chat channel for Gather. Please meet us on that platform. You can actually have one-on-one conversations. You can walk around in the metaverse and engage with us. So look for our team to drop that line into the chat channel and meet us over on Gather. And let's go hang out and network. So again, thank you so much to everyone. Really appreciate you today. The founders, you're amazing. Please stay connected with everybody. And we're here for you. So thank you. And we will see you. So Jason just put it in. Meet us over and Gather, hang out. And we can do a little dance in there too.
Yeah, one last thing for all the founders still on here. We're keeping the Discord going. So you're going to continue to see chatter in the Discord with all the teams, and we'll continue to move these ideas forward. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.